Next, let's talk about images. So, images have the opportunity to have a very emotional impact on people. So, the quote is an image is worth 1,000 words, right? So, it tells a mini story about your brand. You can also use the lack of images as and this is unique to your archetype. Every other archetype, I recommend having, like lots of images, lots of people in the images. But you could actually benefit by having a more stark or more just clean and neutral appearance because you're offering potentially like clean and neutral information. That's the experience that people are having with your brand. So by having less of the people in the images, you actually have an emotional impact that way. So you notice that there's only two people in these ideas for stock images. One of them is intensely focused on a computer screen, presumably. I'm not exactly sure what this woman on the right is looking at, but studying something for sure. And then the bearded gentleman on the left is reading a book, which is very on brand. Glasses, for better or for worse, tell us something about a person. For some reason, glasses seem to indicate intelligence or studying. So wearing glasses or having images of glasses feels like sage. Things that are perhaps like Scandinavian in design, like those pots on the lower right, like very clean, minimalist items, feels right for you. And cities also feel right for you because, um, I mean, cities are a result of our human ingenuity and engineering. Like we built them, so that's a very sage concept that it's not something that was given to us by nature, by the earth. It's something that's a construct of our own intelligence. Wall Street can be some powerful imagery for you as well. Plus, I mean, check out like the black and white feel of the image. Feels very clean, very sagey. But it doesn't have to be all cut and dry. Check out these adorable kiddos with their thinking caps on and their idea-o-meters on. So it's a fun way to have some fun and play with the intelligence behind your brand. You can have some like self-depreciating humor mixed in there as well. And I loved this guy. For some reason, he reminds me of Sherlock Holmes. Maybe it's the hat. But people who are very clean, put together, not asking for a lot of attention, kind of blending into their surroundings, observing. Those are all very sage ideas. You can look for images that have that type of theme in your stock image search. For paid stock images, I really like iStock and Shutterstock. And then for free images, I really like Unsplash. So you can use those as resources to find images for your brand if you're going to use images. I do highly recommend that you get personal brand photos taken, and you can use it as an opportunity to tell your brand story. So instead of just having something instead of having something that contradicts your brand, like, I don't know, you with a bouquet of flowers, I think flowers are pretty anti-sage because they don't serve any practical purpose and then they die. You can have an image of you engaging intellectually with some idea or equations or your computer. Perhaps a very stark minimalist background is very on brand, like the woman on the right there. Again, like heavily focused, engaging with your work, engaging with your brain. These types of things are all great ways to show up in your brand archetype. You can also, the idea of like chalkboards in school are very much on brand for you as well. So you could use that kind of theme if you wanted in your brand photos, or demonstrating your expertise. So wearing the uniform of your trade, especially if your trade is very detailed and requires a like certification, etc., like a doctor does. That is very on brand for you as well.